Inside of here are the all-new Cristiano Ronaldo signature Mercurial boots, destined for CR for that first ever Winter World Cup. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the boots up close and personal, share all the design details, and of course tell you where you can get a pair, how much these will set you back, and what else there is to know about these boots. Now, you're already here, so wouldn't it be great to support the channel with a subscribe? It costs nothing to do that. Leave a like if you enjoy this video, it means a great deal. I'm Ian, aka BootCollector, and this is the Mercurial Air Zoom CRPE. Let's go! Now, it's been about a year since our last proper CR signature, and this time it's also another Portugal themed boot, and here it is. Wow! The 31st entry into the CR catalogue, 31 designs spanning over 12 years, starting with that iconic safari pattern in 2010, and we'll come back to that in a minute, leading up to this one right now in 2022. So what about that design? Well, as you can take a bit closely here, it is actually based on the Azulejo tiles, which are iconic to Portugal and a bit of a national treasure. In fact, kind of like CR himself. So we get these layered blues on this predominantly white base, lots of accents built out this metallic copper for those really standout details. Now the party line here is that the inspiration here shows what can be achieved when one dedicates themselves to their craft. But basically it's just a cool Portugal story because it's a Portugal World Cup for arguably Portugal's most iconic son. So I'll go with that, to be honest. And while we're talking about it, why is it that Ronaldo boots, especially signatures, are just so much better than whatever Adidas serve up for Messi? Now, I'm not a Ronaldo fanboy massively, but I'm a boot fanboy, and compare this to anything Adidas has served up for Messi. Maybe El Retorno gets a bit of a pass, but that wasn't really a signature boot. It's just a different league, much like Ronaldo himself, you could argue. Anyway, this one-of-a-kind graphic pattern actually has some reference to all the back catalogue of CR boots. If you take a look closely, you will see that there's Safari, of course, which we mentioned earlier. Check it out here. This is reminiscent of Cut to Brilliance Chapter 5, or the Melhor Special Edition. Looking a bit closer, you've got these sort of speed lines here, which were very much of that disruptive Superfly 3, his third ever signature. And then cropped away here, we get the badge that was first used on Chapter 6, the Born Leader, another Portugal-inspired boot. What we also get on this Elite design is a sort of high gloss finish, and that's supposed to match the sort of sheen and enamel that you get from those tiles. I'd love to know, guys, what you think of this boot design. Is it something you're rating, or is it something you're hating? Have they done a good job for Ronaldo? Let me know in the comments below what you're saying. Now, this might be a first Air Zoom signature for Ronaldo, but Mbappe has the title of actually having the first Air Zoom sig. But I'll tell you where this trumps it, on the Air Zoom bag design. And finally, Nike, been calling out for it for ages. You've actually done something and just give us a plain colour. So that design carries on here into the visible window. And it means that the actual Air Zoom has a little bit more design detail to it. And I love it. Really good job. I've been calling out for it, as I said, ever since that launch colourway. So to actually see this appearing on some boots now is amazing. Just what I wanted to see. Anything else I like? Of course, it's predominantly white. It's a white-based Mercurial. Love it. That sounds great. It's also a bespoke CR signature. I know it's possibly his last, but it's great to see Nike still delivering on him, much kind of like CR is still delivering in a way. And really great that Nike is still supporting him with what is quite a legacy of Mercurial boots. Check this out here, the swoosh also having an embossed pattern in that metallic copper is also really smart. I love that as well. Check this out as well. The CR branding is really discreet, quite unlike some of those other signatures we've seen before. And actually, this is probably one that you could get away with playing because it's just really subtle on the instep here. Actually, from the side, it's kind of more of a Portugal boot than a CR boot. Great job. All right, but what don't I like? Well, I can't help but lie. This is an Elite pair, and this is a $275 plus boot. So why does this part of the sole plate look like it's come from an Academy pair? It just looks really basic and on first impression doesn't really go with the rest of the boot. Maybe it's too hard to get something a bit shiny, and chrome obviously we know wears off, so it's a bit pointless, but I don't know, just first impression of this, especially from a couple of angles, doesn't make it look quite as expensive as we're being asked to stump up. What is it? Is that an odd opinion, or do you agree with me? Let me know below. However, that is about it, to be honest. I I really do like this, and obviously it's one to add to the collection, and especially as again it's likely to be a final CR signature, well at least an on-pitch one. Speaking of price, these are available right now, and thanks to my guys over at ProDirectSoccer.com you can get these immediately. So hit the link in the description below and you'll be able to go direct there for all your boot buying needs. And I've been shopping at ProDirect for years, so highly recommended from my side. So this collection obviously comes in Superflight Elite, such as these here, but there is also more affordable options that take the design and maybe some of less of the tech. But I'm committed to draining my bank account, so I'm sticking with these Elite ones. And if you want to join me in getting a pair, they're going to set you back around £250, which is about €275 and about $275, which just seems to be the going rate for a top-end Elite Mercurial boot. Seem to be nudging these up. Just seems to be the cost of boots these days, hitting collectors as much as players. I get a lot of messages asking me about sizing on boots, and to be honest, I don't really like giving out sizing advice. There's loads of other people who give their opinion on that, and it is just that, it is their opinion. I buy these in my size, which is a UK 8. I try them on, of course. Spending £275 on a pair, of course I'm going to try them on. However, if I was playing in these, maybe they just should go up half a size because they are quite tight, they're not particularly wide. Ah, there's that sizing advice I said I wasn't going to do. But what I can tell you about is collecting boots, because that's what I know and that's what I do. Will these hold their value? It's hard to tell at this stage because so many boots are being limited in production, not by limited edition, but genuinely limited production. So if you want a pair of boots, chances are before you could hold out and wait for them to go on sale and pick them up at a nice discount. That's just not happening at the moment because the number of boots just aren't out there to do it. So if you want to get a pair of these, grab them now. Definitely invest, because boots are going to hold their value because you just can't get hold of them, much like everything else in this world in 2022. That, however, is just my opinion. It holds no financial guarantee, so please don't come back in a year's time and tell me that these are sitting on outlet shelves for half the price, because not only will that make me look foolish, but also it will mean I've overpaid for these. There's also a lovely selection of complementary pieces like a ball and clothing if that's your bag and you really want to go full CR stan. Okay, so that about covers it. New and potentially final CR signature boot. If you want a pair, direct links are in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and love seeing new boots, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you get notified of any new uploads. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video and you're still watching, consider a like, it means a great deal. I've been Ian, aka BootCollector. This has been the CR Signature Mercurial. See you next time.